What's going on, YouTube? V here. So I came across this video the other day, done by Dark Titan Enterprise. Check them out. I'll leave the link below. Definitely subscribe to them if you like their content. This young lady named Vera, I believe, made a video called "Why Yu-Gi-Oh Sucks Compared to Magic the Gathering and Why I Quit and Hate It" Part 1. This will be a video response to her, and what I say or whatever it is, I would love to have her come on. I'll send a video link to you. By the way, I tweeted to her. I said, hey, I do a YouTube video. It's meant to say videos, but Twitter won't let me edit. But anyway, about Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was wondering if you would like to come to hang out sometime in a live stream or something and talk about both Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic. If that's cool. You see, I play both Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic the Gathering. I'm a store owner. I sell them, so I gotta play them. It's kind of what you do as a store owner, and each one has their pros and cons. And in her video, she goes over the cons of Yu-Gi-Oh and kind of takes it Magic Gathering, and we'll go into and talk about that real quickly, guys, in this video. It's going to be a bit of a longer video. It's a response video to this person, and I might do she did 2 more videos about Yu-Gi-Oh. I might go and do a response to those 2. We'll see though, but I would love to have her come on and talk about Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic Gathering, because I think both games are great, and yeah, they both have bad points about them, but they're still both great and fun games. But I'll talk about that in this video, and hopefully you guys can hear about it. But let's hear what she has to say and hear why she thinks Yu-Gi-Oh sucks compared to Magic Gathering and why she hates it.
Magic politics got you down. Quality of cardstock not up to par. Well, you're still doing better than Yu-Gi-Oh, and here I'm going to tell you why.
Okay, so I'm going to fast forward the intro quickly. Magic Gathering politics. See, what she says about that is Wizard Coast is a left-leaning company, politically left-leaning, and I hate politics in my gaming in general. It annoys me. It frustrates me. I sometimes bring it up to my other card plays, and it annoys them. I can tell. It's just annoying in general, and I hate the fact that Wizard Coast, a left-leaning company, is so hardcore to it. So hardcore to a left-leaning. To the point was it, I could be wrong. Maybe Mark Rosewater, I think it's him. One of the guys said there's something like 40% of females in the game. Just all these lies. This whole debacle with another content creator who's been a long-time content creator, because he's politically, and he's not even right-leaning. He's like, I don't even know. He's a progressive, I guess. I don't care or no, but Wizard of the Coast is really against their Magic the Gathering players that are not left-leaning, and it's unfortunate. And she brought it up real quickly as like you hate politics in your gaming. It's annoying. Like, if Konami was right-leaning, it pissed me off just as much if Magic the Gathering is left-leaning. And it's annoying and something that should not be in gaming. And I think that's what makes gaming so cool, is that none of this outside bullshit is in it. It's just the game, and that's the love of the game. And that's what Wizard Coast does. And the card quality thing is an issue that's been recent in Magic the Gathering. Yu-Gi-Oh, we had it forever, so gives a fuck for Yu-Gi-Oh plays. But Magic the Gathering, they recently started getting curved cards, and they just recently fired the VP, Vice President of like card production, card quality production over it. So that's another kind of big deal. For Magic, it's kind of a big deal. For Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like bad card quality. It's Thursday. Alright, so let's see what she has to say.
Franchises. Good going on Castlevania, Metal Gear Solid. Oh, and how'd Survive go, by the way? Yu-Gi-Oh was actually the first.
So real quickly, I just want to throw it out there. She talks about franchises Konami has fumbled, and yeah, you got it. Konami fumbled a lot of franchises. How's Wizard of the Coast doing on Pokemon? No. What about those other card games that were 2 names with the same game? I'm naming the games already. Actually, I legitly Kaijudo, Duel Masters. How's it going with those? Oh, that's right, they fumbled that too. Yeah. You see, companies can still make mistakes, but as long as their overall product is good, they're good. And let me explain something to you about Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm not sure if you know this, Vera, but Konami isn't really... gaming is a division on the Konami. In general, as a division. The main thing is pachinko machines. You know how Native Americans make so much money in, like, Las Vegas and all over that has casinos, and in general, so much money's been made in the casinos. They're rich, look at Las Vegas, all that money. Konami sells machines, pachinko machines particularly, to all the casinos. Not just in Vegas, but I kind of want to throw it in there. But they sell all of them over the place, and they make a ton of money from doing that. So they're doing really good as a company. It's an $8 billion company, which is nothing compared to like Hasbro, the company that bought Wizards of the Coast because it was doing so good, right? No, you see, once again, the overall picture, the overall goal is that if a company's doing good in one thing, it can make a lot of projects and a lot of mess ups, but in the overall, if the main product is good, it doesn't care really. It just doesn't care. Wizards of the Coast cares a little more for the Magic Gathering over Yu-Gi-Oh. I'll give you that. As far as the game, of course, then Konami, oh yeah, easily. But you can't say like Konami's doing so bad. They could kill their whole gaming division and still be a company because they sell pachinko machines and gambling machines in general. They make a lot of money from doing this.
Trading card game I honestly had played even before I touched Magic the Gathering, and even before I really played Pokemon. So this is coming from a player and a seller's point of view. And yes, this is going to be a pretty negative video because I don't have much love left for Yu-Gi-Oh! If I even have any left. That's the honest truth. So the power creep. You deal with the best deck being the best of the best for roughly 6 to 8 months. And
Real quickly, I'm not sure if anyone remembers Infernity. The deck was around about 2 weeks. It was tier 0 for 2 weeks. Frog Death Decay was around for a while, and that ended really quickly, even though we had a national, but it was horrible. And Worlds, actually. It was fucking horrible. Dragon Rules were around for 2 years. The power creep varies. 6 to 8 months, I guess you kind of say is the average, but it varies. It's almost like Magic Gathering and a standard rotation. Except theirs is definitely a power creep that's set, and changes with every new set. Yu-Gi-Oh! It varies. I don't really know any way to explain it to you. I guess you could average out 6 months, but I mean, don't stick those averages because sometimes they just don't work. Look at Zodiac, another deck that I think she brings up later on in this video. That took around way longer than the 6 to 8 month mark.
And then it gets hit and banned, and then the deck that was below it on the power creep list just slowly trickles up to the first spot, unless for some magical reason they actually banned cards in that deck, which they don't usually do. That's just how it's always been within the game.
Okay, real quickly. True Draco's a deck just recently got banned. All the Yu-Gi-Oh! Players know it. For your Magic Gathering players, it's one of our tier 1 decks. Pendulum Magicians was a tier 1 deck. That got banned as well. So those 2 decks got banned. This just recently happened. This happens a lot, by the way. Konami introduces newer cards, and those newer cards become the new stuff. Older guys got one new card, and it was a little bit of an older deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Terms, is an older deck, and now Older Guys is a tier 1 deck. Next week we're getting a new deck. Literally a week from now we're getting a new deck, and that's going to be a tier 1 deck as well. So we're going to have a new meta within about a week in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I know it's kind of sounds so soon, but we haven't had a meta and shift in a while, but it just is what it is in Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta shifts constantly. Power creeps change constantly in trading card games in general. I'm not sure if you guys play anything else besides Magic the Gathering, but in other card games, the power creep just shifts constantly. And in Magic the Gathering, you have different formats with different power creep shifting so much so that in your newest format, Brawl, this card right here, Brawl, just got fucking banned because it was too good in Brawl. You know, that new format with the new ban list? Yeah, that got hit. So you guys know about power creeps already. I don't have to explain power creeps to you guys playing Magic the Gathering. You know about Standard already when it had, what was that? Not Harvester. I forgot the name of the card a while ago that got hit as well, Magic Gathering. Cards get hit sometimes. It happens. If something's too good, it gets hit, and some newer cards come out. Newer decks become a thing. It just is what it is. It's not a big deal for power creeps. It's how these companies make their money. If you get to play cards, old cards, forever, then you really can't make money unless you have something like Legacy or Vintage, which you kind of can play old cards. You know, if you have $27,000, $24,000, you know, cheap $4,900 deck, then yeah, you can play some old cards. Why not?
Game. You cannot play a rogue deck and expect to win. It has to be some kind of tier deck, or it has to be something that's got such a high matchup in the meta. Big difference is that in Magic the Gathering, you've got how many different formats? In Yu-Gi-Oh! You've got one format. You cannot go, oh, well, this set looks really good to draft. I think I'm going to draft. Or I'm really not enjoying facing the meta right now, so I think that I'm going to swap formats, and maybe there's something else that I could play.
Okay. Yeah, she's right. In Yu-Gi-Oh! We have one format. That's it. Just one format. In Magic the Gathering, we have several, and they're all really cool. Well, I like Standard, I like Modern, I like Pauper. Not really big kind of Legacy and Vintage because I just don't feel comfortable holding a 24 grand in the deck. What people do, Commander, there's 2 commanders, but the 1v1 and regular Commander, depending on like league. And then you got Brawl, which is fucking awesome. You got a bunch of great formats. They all have their own power creeps. They all have their own cards. And yeah, you could be innovative on these formats, but you can't go to Modern with an innovative deck and expect to just do good. That's why Infinity and Humans within a couple of years, which is relatively recent in Magic Gathering Modern terms, Jun, who's been up there for a while, Gift Storm, Hexproof, Burn, Just Control, Hollow One's kind of new, I believe. I'm not too well versed on Hollow One, but you can go with some of these side decks and kind of win sometimes, but it's not guaranteed as if like you could do it in Modern. In Standard, you kind of could do it as well, but you know, like this kid, I remember one kid, he went on the field with Mono Red Aggro, but that's falling out of meta. We'll get to that later on in this video about that fun deck. I love that deck, by the way. But now there's different decks and different kinds of prices and valuations. And yeah, you could play a little rogue in your deck. You could take a deck that's tier 1 and chase a couple of cards and call it your own. People do it all the time. They do it in Yu-Gi-Oh! They do it in Magic. It's not that big a deal. I think the most kind of diverse so far. I don't know much about Brawl 'cause, like I said, it's so new. But Commander is where you could take some different cards, put in your deck and play. You could do that as well. But if you want to play competitive Commander, which does not maybe the League is the closest thing we have competitive Commander, you're playing Atraxa, you're playing Marin, you're playing Brea. 1v1, oh, you're playing this stuff. Brea, and this is not fun Commander, but this is you play to win Commander. Commander's more of a casual, laid-back form, which is really fun, actually. If you want to play Magic Gathering, I always say, you draft first, try to play Commander, it's hella fun, and then you can choose whether you want to play Extended or Modern, which is more of like the streamlined tournament structure. It's mostly standard, but they're starting to add more Modern into it, so that's more streamlined. For Yu-Gi-Oh, it's just one format, and it sucks. I wish we had our version of Modern. I wish we had a Commander Yu-Gi-Oh, it'd be a Brawl Yu-Gi-Oh, it'd be awesome. I really would love that, but unfortunately we don't. We have one format that we have to deal with, and we deal with it pretty well as a community.
Can't do that in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's one format, and of course there's a couple side formats like GOAT and cubing, but really, who wants to cube? And on top of that, all of the cards that are in those formats are older. They're not actually new most of the time, unless...
Real quickly, nobody has cubed since Duelist Alliance. I'm guessing that's when you stop playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I could be wrong. As far as GOATs is dying. Not many people are playing GOATs as they were around Duelist Alliance formats when it really got popular. It's mostly the streamlined, straight-up Yu-Gi-Oh! Format we play.
For some magical reason, someone opens like 3 cases and just puts it all in a cube, which doesn't ever happen. In Magic, you can just say, I want to drop $5,000 on a deck because I don't like how Standard's going. In Magic, you can go, oh, well, I'm really enjoying this specific card and it's not being utilized well in X format, so I'm going to swap to Y format so I can actually play a deck that's based around it.
Real quickly, in Magic, you could drop $5,000 on a deck. You could drop that kind of money in Yu-Gi-Oh! You'll have multiple decks. Magic, you could drop $5,000, $27,000, like I just showed you. You could drop money in things. If you had the money, you could spend it. I don't understand why that's a good point about Magic and proving how Yu-Gi-Oh! Sucks, because you could drop $5,000 on Magic cards. People do it all the time in both games. It's not that big a deal. Sorry, just continue.
Creative piece of artwork. No, you can't do that.
Oh yeah. So she said about taking a card and putting it in a Magic the Gathering deck and creating a piece of artwork. Sure, in casual Magic is very different than competitive Magic. It's really different. Casual Yu-Gi-Oh! Really different than competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I think you're more of a casual Yu-Gi-Oh! Player that hated the competitive side of Yu-Gi-Oh! And now you hang out on the Magic side. And you play casual to maybe some FNMs, but you don't play serious competitive Magic, which is totally fine. And the Magic Gathering casual side is way bigger than the Yu-Gi-Oh! Casual side. So I think you looked at that and you just realized, wow, Yu-Gi-Oh's fucked up. There's not many casuals. There's some, but not many. And in Magic Gathering, there's tons. And yeah, you could be artistic with a deck. But one thing, like I said before, you can't go with your artistic deck and think you're gonna just go to 2-0 Infinity. It's probably not gonna happen. You can't be artistic and play mono red against mono red aggro in your artistic standard deck. Maybe in Pauper, I doubt it. Izzet Delver's pretty strong. I don't want to talk about Legacy. Let's ignore Legacy and Vintage because that ain't happening. There's no creativity. It's just monsters and fucking Vintage $24,000 monster decks. Jesus, man, I would love to build one of those decks. You kind of be creative in Commander, sure. Enjoy playing against Zergo. You could be playing against Atraxa. Have fun playing against that shit. Once again, I don't know much about Brawl, but I'm guessing Nicol Bolas would. It's only 4.8, it's 5% of the meta roughly. I don't think it's maybe you could be creative here for now, but I don't know. You say you could be creative in Magic, and like I said, in casual, yeah, you could be creative in anything. You could be creative in casual Yu-Gi-Oh! I see some creative shit. Some awesome creative shit. Competitive Yu-Gi-Oh? No. Same thing with casual and competitive Magic. There's no difference.
Yeah, sorry. So the best explanation I really have for this is Zodiacs. The deck came out, it was right around $600 when it first came out, and then everything got reprinted in a collector's tin, and the deck was worth about $60. It went from being $600 deck, you know what, I'll even bump it up generously. It was about a $60 deck that went to about $80. So it was right around $8.
Hold on real quickly. This happens to Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time. We get a deck, it's a high tier level deck. Let me just fix it real quick. It's a high tier level deck. It gets reprinted, and then it gets a new deck powers out or the ban list hits it. Either way, Yu-Gi-Oh players this is known in the Yu-Gi community. A deck becomes really popular, really powerful, tier 1, it get the ban list either hits it, a reprint happens, or a mixture of both, and the deck just falls out and a new deck becomes that. It replaces it. That's how our set kind of cycles as far as our meta. That is what it is in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, let's look at Standard, and how Standard had this mono-red aggro deck real quickly, and how cards like Chandra, Torture, Defiance, Hazarat, I mean, a bunch of these cards, Bomai Carrier, Soul Scar Mage, you know, all these, a majority of these cards, this is in the Super Standard Showdown deck, a $30 deck box you can buy. You can buy 4 of these, you could buy, what, Earthshaker Kenra, Rekindling Phoenix, I think that's really it. I think, is that it? I'm like 99. Scavenging Ground Commander, I think. You could buy 4 of those, and you got a deck that's pretty damn good. This deck went like 18-0 not long ago. So yeah, you get a pretty good deck that you could just buy, and Chandra was worth a lot of money and got reprinted. Reprints happen in all games, and Magic Gathering is starting to upscale their reprints insanely high. I mean, look at the master sets. They're supposed to come out once every 2 years, and then after that, Wizards of the Coast last year they dropped 3, I think. It was 2, 3 master sets, which goes like, we need money, fuck it, reprint, reprint, reprint. They're starting to reprint more than Yu-Gi-Oh, and we're supposed to be the reprint game. I know this because I saw both of these, and I know this is huge in the Magic Gathering community, where Wizards of the Coast is just reprinting everything. They're reprinting in Standard, they're reprinting in Modern. Oh, wait a minute, Commander. Remember that Traxxas? That's like one of the best Commander decks? These are Commander decks, Commander decks, Commander decks. These are reprints. All of these, so it happens. The best decks get thrown out there. They get reprinted and powered down. The only difference is my game powers down their decks. Your game, for the most part, keeps them at high tier level, which is great. Eventually, they cycle out, and you gotta buy the new stuff to play. Unless you're playing, once again, casual Yu-Gi-Oh, which is totally fine. Casual Magic, which is also totally fine. But when you get competitive, it changes. The mentality changes a little bit. And these are 2 different games, and I hate comparing these games. As far as like the meta, because the metas in these games are entirely different games. You can't look at the metas the same. You can't do it.
Months, as far as I can remember, a reprint run made a deck of drop like $500 in value. Yes, welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want to be a competitive player, you have to have money for this game. If you want to be a competitive
player, like if you want to play Modern competitively, you're gonna need about almost $1,400 for humans. Infinity went up in value somehow. $900 for Infinity. Jun's $2,100. Hey, you want to play Standard? No problem. It's $400. You know, $200 mono red aggro that came out in Star Deck, which is pretty cool. I think that's awesome, by the way. Popper is a Delver spiked in value because the deck's insane. 10% of the meta. Stompy, white, blue, red, multicolor. And Popper's a format of all commons and uncommons. You gotta have money to play card games. This is a hobby. This is not a privilege. You don't wake up in the morning and go, free air and free cards. You gotta pay money for this. This all costs money. We're not even talking about Legacy or Vintage. That costs, mortgage a year or some shit. Like it's a lot of money. These games. This is not something that's given to us. You pay to play these games.
player, you have to repurchase decks every 6 months to a year if you're really trying to stretch it out. But if you're playing a meta deck, if you're playing, say, a tier 1 deck or even a tier 0 deck, if that's in your format like Necros was, you have to actually drop a lot of money on this game.
Well, quickly. Couple of things. One, my YouTube channel is mainly a channel about the prices and the changes in prices in this game and how it affects this game. Now, she said Necros real quickly. It's really interesting. Let's go see about Necros. Necros and how you have to, it just died out of favor. This card came on Secret Forces. This card's about $35. This card's about $22. $20. This don't see play, by the way, but you could sell these for this much money. So, yeah, this was a tier 1 deck, arguably a tier 0 deck, and kind of still has value to it. Now, I agree. Your decks get reprinted and powered down, and it's kind of hard. You can either hold your deck or sell your deck. And Yu-Gi-Oh players, for the most part, if you watch my YouTube channel, ever seen it, I talk about cards that you should sell before they go down in value. It's kind of like a ticking time bomb with a lot of these cards. This card's $8. Well, only a matter of time. This $8 card will go down to $10. And I give advice as when to sell that card before that fucking bomb explodes. Some people like to go down with the ship and just eat the 80. It just happens. Same thing with Magic the Gathering for everybody who's had played standard and held a bunch of cards. It's not as common yet. But if Wizards Coast keeps reprinting your set, it will be just like Yu-Gi-Oh, in which the cards that had value are a ticking time bomb. Your cards are a ticking time bomb. There's only a matter of time for your cards to go down in value. It happens, and in a way, it kind of happened in Magic Gathering, but in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a lot faster. Yu-Gi-Oh's market and the Magic Gathering market are totally different beasts. The Magic Gathering market has sustained value. A lot of cards will hold value, so losing value a little faster because of reprints the past couple of years, but for the most part, holding value for a while. Yu-Gi-Oh! It's fast value. You're right, 6 to 8 months. These prices go down 6 to 8 months. You have to know to play your deck for a while, sell your deck, get the money, and put it towards the newer decks. It just is what it is. So maybe some of your decks dodges the ban list. We have a deck called Tricksters. Just dodge the ban list yet a fucking again. This deck is still gonna dodge the ban list. It happens.
It gets hit and banned to shit, you're going to have to initially repurchase a brand new deck. Besides staples, of course, like Raigeki, Black Hole, Dark Hole.
Okay. Dark Hole. But listen, you don't have to rebuy Raigeki. You just don't sell the one that you have in your deck, and you go. It's what the fuck? You don't have to rebuy like if you have a Raigeki and it's a staple, as you say, nobody rebuys the Raigeki unless you sell it and then you just rebuy it again later. But that price of Raigeki was stabilized. Now it kind of went down because of reprint. After it took like 8 reprints for that card value to actually go down in value. Unless you have the OT version, different variations, kind of like different foiling. But yeah, if you held your staples, you get to use them again. It's not a big deal.
Not Black Hole. Where did I get that from? The initial general staple cards within the game. And of course, like I said, with no multiple formats, once that deck is done, you're either going to try to sell it for maybe the $80 you can get for it,
no.
or you're going to just put it in a white
You would sell before it goes down in value. Some people sell it for 80, but most don't.
cardboard box, and it's going to never be played or touched again. Another point.
Yeah, Necros hasn't been played since its big meta time, but it's still holding kind of value. Also, a lot of decks that are older kind of still get to see play. Like, Jesus, let me think about it for a quick second. Spyros. That deck never even saw play, became tier 1, got hit by the ban list, died out for a while, and just recently came back again. 6 Samurais. I see you get 6 Samurai booster boxes. That deck came back twice as a tier 1 deck. Let's see. Monarchs. Another deck that came out, 3 times? Zombies. These decks they're tier 1 decks, they die, and then they come back in, and maybe they'll die, and maybe they'll stay dead, maybe they'll come back in again. Some decks that were tier 1 that were the shit came back and gone multiple times to all the formats. It just happens. Magic Gathering kind of has this too, except it's a lot slower.
Point that I want to make is nothing old holds value. Nothing. Even these cards that I'm holding in my hand right now. These are first edition Legend of Blue Eyes Exodia pieces.
Got trades?
And yes, altogether the set is thousands of dollars. But the problem is that it never goes up in value.
Okay. So the Exodia set you're holding in your hand, if you had a graded Gem 10, collectors will buy that. Yu-Gi-Oh! Collectors have the money if you want to buy the older sets. The older set of LOB first edition, sure, maybe it's thousands of dollars if you had it graded. If you had first edition full set of Yu-Gi-Oh! LOB, you wouldn't probably get much money for it. And the reason why is because the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market and Magic Gathering market are 2 different markets. Magic Gathering older sets have a ton of fucking money and value. Because you could A, redraft them, and B, those cards are used in different formats, so they still have intrinsic value. Yu-Gi-Oh! Older cards, for the most part, don't do nothing because they either A, get banned, or B, better cards come out. So we're constantly moving towards better and stronger cards than the previous cards. We don't have like a fucking black lotus of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's just there. I think maybe Raigeki's the closest one, and that card got reprinted as shit. We don't have a reserve list like Magic Gathering does. We just don't have this in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not the same as Magic Gathering. The markets are different. Yu-Gi-Oh!'s penny stocks, Magic is depending on your market, for the most part, is blue chips compared to Yu-Gi-Oh! And you can't just go, this has no value, so this is more better. No, not really. You see, people are making tons of money on Yu-Gi-Oh! Still, and then what they're doing is they're buying up the new stuff, and it's just like a new car. A new car eventually goes down in value. Magic Gathering's kind of muscle cars. If you want to go by value, then it'll hold value, but not for a while. But Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just money is the newer cards. Majority of new cards are money. Are there older cards that have money? Sure. Absolutely. You know, I just showed you Necros. But for the most part, Yu-Gi-Oh will is all about the newer cards for the newer money, and as other newer cards replace those cards, they become the money card. And if the card that's really good in the current state of the game, that becomes a higher money card. We're not like Magic the Gathering, and you're comparing our markets to be the same when Magic the Gathering is a slower market compared to Yu-Gi-Oh market. You can't compare it; it does nothing. And what you just showed is an example of what's a collector's market. A collector's market is so insanely small in Yu-Gi-Oh. It's almost like females in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just so small. The game doesn't go. It goes okay. The Konami doesn't acknowledge the collector's market because it's just not that big of a deal compared to the overall player base that is mostly competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players. So no, it means nothing. Instead of Exodia going for money, that's a collector who will most likely buy that from you. Not an average Yu-Gi-Oh player. Not an average Yu-Gi-Oh player don't give a crap about Exodia. I love Exodia, by the way. It's one of my favorite cards, and a little Exodia post over here. But it does. But for the most part, it does nothing.
Even sets, there are very few sealed sets in Yu-Gi-Oh that actually hold value. These are years and years and years old. Yes, at this point, one structure deck like this is worth about $50 each, and I might have a cube behind me. But that's still nothing in the world of, say, Magic, where you've got a set that's just sitting there that's $800.
Okay, let me help you out with that real quickly because you're a little bit confused. So let me fix you up with that. Once again, maybe collectors will buy that. Maybe a Six Samurai enthusiast will buy it. It's not many around anymore as time goes on. No newer cards come out for the deck. The interest goes down. So interest goes down. Demand goes down. Since demand goes down, the price goes down. But let me explain that. That's probably not worth $50. In fact, if you go to Walmart, I think maybe Walmart has those for like tens. You're getting ripped off. Also, if they say they're worth $50 for sake of argument, who would buy that from you? Collectors. Yu-Gi-Oh players, average competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players would not buy that from you. Other stores would definitely not buy that from you. And the reason that even kind of has any value is because even though we get a lot of reprints of this game, we also get a lot of boosts to old cards. Konami is really good at doing this. So decks like Six Samurais, which came in and out of meta multiple times, actually just recently got, well, not recently, a while ago, got some newer cards. And Yu-Gi-Oh players scrambled to grab Six Samurais. And the structure deck like that, which you're holding back there, that went up in value because Yu-Gi-Oh players cared about Six Samurais. No one cares about that anymore. Go into a regionals, a big Yu-Gi-Oh event, 30-man locals, and try to sell those for $50. They'll laugh you out the store. Magic Gathering, once again, older sets have value, of course, but that's two different markets. You're comparing two different markets because your mentality is more Magic Gathering than Yu-Gi-Oh. It's two different beasts. They're huge beasts on their own, but when you compare them together, you think you got them down pegged, but you really don't. Old Yu-Gi-Oh cards don't really, for the most part, don't have much value to us. We really don't care about them as competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players. We care about the new stuff. Magic Gathering cares about the old Magic Gathering cards because some formats allow this to be played. Also, you can draft old cards, which is really fun as well. Any kind of draft of Magic is really fun. Yu-Gi-Oh don't really have a draft system.
There's no $800 sets in Yu-Gi-Oh. There's never been and there never will be. Sealed is a tragedy.
It's not a bad thing. No 800. Like, hold on a second. I just wanna.
Sets in Yu-Gi-Oh. There's never been it's $800. There's no $800 sets in Yu-Gi-Oh. There's never been and there never will be. Sealed is
I don't understand like the response. That's not a bad deal. That kind of sucks actually for Magic Gathering players who just want to play an older set but can't because it's $800. So it's I mean, it's good for Magic Gathering collectors and Magic Gathering investors, I guess. But for new Magic Gathering players, it's not really that good. To have cheaper old cards, pretty good actually for casual players. Competitive players, if a set costs $800 for Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh players would probably buy it if it had really strong cards that made a deck tier 1. For the most part, once again, Yu-Gi-Oh players don't care about older sets, and a $800 set means nothing to a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Yu-Gi-Oh players spend money in their game, a lot of money, and get less back than Magic Gathering. And I agree with you on that every day of the week. But don't, once again, compare these two to Magic the Gathering, which has a Pro Tour. Something I don't think you ever played on, and something I don't think you probably won't play on for a while. Are there females on the Pro Tour? I think there's a couple, right? Anyway.
A tragedy, and so are singles. Magic the Gathering Sealed is based on draft purposes, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed is based on, well, just hoping you open the money card of the set, hoping that you make your profit back because boxes and sealed in general are too overpriced. You expect me to pay $80, and when there's one card in the set that's worth, say, $30 to $50, and everything else is bulk, and then, say, 3 months, all those cards will drop in price because you'll probably reprint them in
I thought it was 6 to 8 months.
6 months anyway.
Then why the cards would drop in? No, mine.
Nothing.
Okay, so let's go with this argument. She said Yu-Gi-Oh cards have about one or two money cards. A box of Flames Destruction is not $80. $68 right here. $68, shipping included. You see it right here. It's not 80. This one card comes in that box. Well, has a chance coming in the box. Never really, whatever. It's worth more than the box. You get this box for $45. It's almost the box value. You get this card, it's $35. It's about half the box's value, and so on and so forth. 25's over here. Now, Magic Gathering. Let's go quickly over here to Dominaria. This new set just came out. It has the same kind of situation. Not as significant, but still pretty good. A box of Magic Gathering is, I'm bad at math. God damn it. $98, I think, over here online. Karn is about 61 nightly played. Safari, about 40. It's about the same in price point. Ironically, the same in price point. Like, look at this. Look, $60 card. Well, this is like 70, but whatever. It's a $60 card. Whatever. Shut up. This is 45 and this is 35. 1 second. 40 and 35. Another 35. They got an extra 35 that card. That kind of evens it out. And then you got like two $25 cards here, and they got two 20. This is the same shit. Our sets are smaller. Than Dominator. I think Dominator sets. So I could be wrong. One of the other. It's one of those. I forgot already. But yeah, your box looks like it costs a little more than my $68 box over here. So I don't know who's your dealer, but you're getting ripped. He's calling your shit too bad. And I understand. If once again, it sounded like you played around Dose Alliance, and you would have played probably around Necros format. And Necros format, the Secret Forces was the sealed box you're talking about. That box actually went for $90. $80 was average, and then went as high as $90. And the reason why is because all Necros were money. And to this day, as I showed you before, there's still money cards in Necros. So yeah, Magic Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! And that essence, I guess, it's almost the same. This is our latest sets. I just literally showed it to you. It's about the same, and yeah, it's costs money to play these card games. Who'd figure?
Nothing in the game holds a financial value. Singles and sealed are pointless. So these comments.
Nothing in the game holds financial value. Well, yes, you're right. In fact, Magic Gathering, you kind of can say the same thing. There's certain cards of Magic Gathering that hold more value than Yu-Gi-Oh! Once again, these are different markets. Magic is sustainable card value. Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't. This card in about a year and a half, 2 years, probably is not going to be worth $75. In fact, 3 months probably won't be worth $75. And will probably continue to drop in value. I agree with you on that, sure. But the different markets. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Players have adapted to this market like Magic players have adapted to their market. And once you know the markets individually from these games, you can understand them. You seem to know a lot about Magic Gathering market as far as the values, and you're comparing it to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you seem not to know enough about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market. These are different markets. I don't think you understand that. I'm in 5 minutes and 38 seconds in this video, and this is a 32-minute response, and I feel kind of bad. Maybe we'll go on a little bit more, and after that, I'll probably end the video here. If you guys want me to do a part 2, comment below. But I would love to have this person. What's her name? Vara. I would love to have her on my channel, and we could talk more about this because I love both Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic, and I hate them both at the same time. They both have their ups and downs, but it's for the love of the game. They're both great games. We'll talk a little more though. Let's see what she has to say though.
Aren't really pointed towards LGS goers or casual players.
One second. Let me rewind it a little bit.
Really pointed toward anyway. Nothing in the game holds a financial value. Singles and sealed are pointless. So these comments aren't really pointed towards LGS goers or casual players. I mean super meta players like Bandit Keith. Toxicity is presented in every community. It's unavoidable.
Okay, well, we'll end it right there for that because I know what she goes into, and it's really good, and both ends. I mean, she's talking about toxicity and how it spreads. But we'll talk about that later on. Listen, guys, don't grab a character from the Yu-Gi-Oh! TV show and go, "You're a Bandit Keep." Stop, please. It's just silly. So listen, guys, and I'll send this link to this person over here, and hopefully she comes on a live stream. Maybe we'll do a video together. I would love to. Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic Gathering. You don't like Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's totally fine. This video does not help. There's a reason I think you got dislikes was not just the Magic Gathering players upvoted and Yu-Gi-Oh players downvoted. I don't think it's like Magic Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh players used to hate each other. In fact, I remember being younger, going to my car shop and seeing Magic Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh players argue with each other. And depending who the store owner was, if you like Yu-Gi-Oh because he made more money, or you like Magic Gathering, most likely Magic Gathering because he made more money. He would be like whatever. Most of them turn a blind eye. Let Yu-Gi-Oh Magic Gathering players argue with amongst each other, and it's fucking hysterical. Great arguments. I remember doing it as a young guy on both ends because it was entertaining. Depending who was on a dog, it'd just be something fun to do. But listen, Yu-Gi-Oh players and Magic Gathering players are trying to just realize, as a community, that we both play these fucking games, and we both enjoy playing these games. We both have a great time playing these games. And no matter, just because you play something different than me, doesn't mean you're an asshole or you're less of a person in either aspect. In both of them. That's why that's how I originally started playing Magic Gathering, because I made fun of it so much. I wound up doing draft, and I fucking fell in love with the game. Big time. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh! I thought Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a dumb game. I used to play Pokemon, and go, look at this stupid cartoon. Fucking loved Yu-Gi-Oh! Love Pokemon a little bit now. But listen, it's just you play the games because we love these games, and just because we play differently, or just because we don't prefer one game to the other, doesn't mean we should just make a video like this and shit on the game. I don't think that should be done. I think both games have their ups and both games have their downs, and as long as you could choose one of those games and enjoy what you love and try to move past it or try to work Wizard Code is really good with working with trying to fix the downs, then it is what it is, and enjoy yourself. It's a hobby. It's something we do for fun. And I think this video it only spreads apart that old tear that Magic Gathering Yu-Gi-Oh players hate each other. We both play card games. We both enjoy the card games, and if you love enjoying gaming, then there shouldn't be no animosity like this. And I understand you had a bad experience with Yu-Gi-Oh. Maybe I'll do a part 2 of this video. If you guys want combo, let me know. I'm into it 5 minutes and 50 seconds, and it's like a 13-minute video. Maybe I'll do another part 2 to it, guys. But I really do think this person just had a bad experience with the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I guarantee you that it wouldn't be shocked if there's other people out there talking about how their bad experience with Magic the Gathering. It's not a big deal. But there's a lot of misinformation in this video, and I think that's why a lot of people got upset about it, because you kind of portray one to the other one, and then you try to combine both the markets, which are totally fucking... Any card shop owner will tell you, if they sell both Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic, these are completely different markets, and you have to handle them and come at them differently, and you really don't do that in this video. But once again, Vara, I would love you to come on my live stream, like I said, guys. Please make sure to comment below. I read every single comment. I would love to read all your comments as well. Like this video, dislike this video, but please comment below. Let me know what you see about that. And make sure to subscribe. It's your boy V, and you guys have a great day.